Growing Up Out There is powered by Interlock broadheads, deadly by design.
Watch it happen, the future's on. Just imagine what's next to come. Never stop learning, never stop dreaming, never stop, go for it. Always look forward, always find meaning, always go for it. Get moving, get moving. It'll be my good luck charm and a bug will walk in today.
Growing Up Out There is influenced by Wildlife. Influence your legacy. Excalibur crossbows. Luminoc. Light 'em up. Mike's Archery. Umarex air guns. EMS bow fishing. Black Widow deer lures. Scent Thief. Outdoor Edge knives and tools. Growing Up Out There is proud to support these great partners.
A couple of years ago, I took a trip to Kansas. We chased pack rats, rabbits, and even whitetails. We also experienced the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows.
My little girl was on an airplane flying from Pennsylvania, landing into Kansas.
We are in the airport right now. Daddy just went over and got us some snacks around the plane, and we're gonna get on and we're gonna head over to Kansas. Here we go. We finally arrived at Jesse's house, and I cannot wait. We're gonna go for pack rats, we're gonna shoot some small game, and we're gonna go for a big buck. So hopefully this is my lucky week, so here we go.
Well, I gotta be honest, I've worked my butt off on this one particular spot. Jesse and I and Jesse's family stayed out. We had over 15 different bucks coming into this one particular site. We had a bunch, 125-inch deer coming in that Camryn would have been more than happy to shoot. This was the spot. We had a blind way up on the hill. The coverts were telling us this is where you need to be.
I like hanging out with Jesse and Crystal. It's a lot of fun at their house. You know when you go out there, you're gonna see a deer. And even if it's this big, or if it's this big, or if it's this big.
Camryn wanted to get out and experience the Kansas life a little bit. See, Camryn too has never killed a pack rat. And if you watched Interlocks Out There and seen us at Rat Wars and know that we are the Rat Wars champions, we always know where there's at least 1, 2, or maybe 15 pack rats for Cammy to Umarex.
I've watched a lot of videos from Rat Wars, and I've always wanted to do it. So Jesse and my dad took me out, and I had a lot of fun.
Well, Jesse and I take her to this farm, and the first one goes up a tree and gets away on us.
Oh, there he is. There he goes. Wait. Oh, Cammy. Have you never shot a rat? Right behind the head.
Did I get him? I shot a rabbit.
We got a pack rat. Shoot.
After I killed that rabbit, I knew that was a lot of fun. So I wanted to go back out and kill some more.
Unbelievable. Things are looking good in Kansas. We got a rabbit down and we got a pack rat nest we're about to tear open.
Get ready to reload the Umarex Gauntlet, a versatile pre-charged pneumatic gear rifle that performs both live in the field and on the target range. A bolt-action machine with a 10-round magazine that's as at home in a competitor's hands as it is in the tools of the hunter. You get it all for under $300. The Umarex Gauntlet.
Things are looking good in Kansas. We got a rabbit down and we got a pack rat nest we're about to tear open.
Or is there nobody in there? Sorry, rabbit. There he is. It was crazy watching pack rats go up the trees and down the trees and just going crazy.
See his face right there?
Yeah.
Okay, take your time. Let's get another shot at him.
after I looked up into that tree, you could see his little face sticking out.
Cammy, you see that little opening right there?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to aim low, and try to hit it in the back right there, the way he's facing.
Okay.
Get on him.
We already knew that this pack rat was in danger.
Oh, got him right
Got
in
him.
the face. Oh!
Got him.
Go over there, go over there. There's the first rabbit. We got a pack rat that is a zombie.
Fish out of water.
Great shot, Camryn. Your first rabbit and your first pack rat. We get over to the farm, and sure enough, there's a big old cottontail sitting out in the wide open. 1, 2. Camryn, seriously, hit this thing.
Run after him. Go, go, go.
It's a big one too. Oh, I shot him in the ear.
We start slipping through the woods, and we're finding rabbit droppings, and Camryn's taking this serious. And to be honest with you, so was I. This was fun. This is how a youngster develops into a more mature hunter. You start small and you work your way up. Well, Camryn sees one at the base of another tree. She gets her embark up. Poof! Rabbit number 3.
This is a nice rabbit, and I cannot wait to get back and show everybody else. Here we go.
Well, not only rabbits make a fun target to shoot, they sure are tasty.
When we got back to Jesse's, we got out the Outdoor Edge knives and cleaned those rabbits. We ate them for dinner, and they were delicious. Jesse made pork chops and rabbit, and there were a lot of pork chops left.
Well, after the rabbit hunt and really enjoying seeing Camryn get out there and chase some different things, it was time to buckle down and get into the stand for opening day of rifle season in Kansas.
I cannot wait to get to Kansas. For that opening morning, just hearing everybody talk about how big of deer there was there, I was pumped and ready to go.
It starts getting light out, and boom, here comes a 100-inch 8-pointer down the hill. We had some does come in, some small bucks, and Camryn never flinched. She says, nope, I'm gonna wait for a big deer. We're in Kansas. I need to shoot a big deer because I'm in Kansas. Well, Camryn passes up that buck, and several other smaller bucks and some does had come in, and we had a lot of fun. Just things didn't work out the morning of day 1 in rifle season.
Opening morning, I passed up one that maybe I shouldn't have.
Well, that afternoon we got back in the blind real early in anticipation for what I thought was going to be a stellar hunt.
We had a great morning this morning. We went back, we had something to eat. Now we're back out here, and I'm ready to roll the woods.
Don't worry.
You carrying that one?
Well, out of nowhere, some bucks come run up over the hill. One of them's a beautiful 130-inch 10-point that we knew real well with another shooter buck. They're about 250 yards, just a little out of Camryn's range. Well, it was great seeing all these deer in that first evening. Unfortunately, just things didn't work out. But in the back of my mind, to be honest, I knew something wasn't right. I just didn't know what.
I had so much fun on day 1 that I just could not wait till day 2. I knew something was bugging my dad and Jesse, but I didn't know what. But I wasn't gonna let it ruin my perfect week.
Second day of gun season here in Kansas. Back in the same blind we were in yesterday, we got a little bit better wind. We came in a different direction. Got it even a little earlier.
Well, the sun started to go down and things were starting to happen. We started seeing some deer starting to filter. We had some does come up over the hill to our left, and Camryn's watching those does, and out of nowhere, sure enough, here comes a trespasser. I watch this guy. He's got no orange hat on and just an orange vest, and we're watching with binoculars and trying to film him. As Jesse gets the camera out of the blind to bring it behind the blind to get a better video, boom, he shoots, and a deer on our farm falls over. Jesse stays with Camryn, and I just take off running. I'm gonna catch this guy, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this. When I popped up over that ditch, I yelled, "I got you."
You're busted, dude. What are you doing?
Trying to get meat for the family, that's all.
On private property? Me and my daughter are sitting on private property.
Okay.
And you come in here and did that. Feeding your family or not, you got that whole thing of walk-in.
That night, my daughter and I, we watched the video of the trespasser, and I explained to her, you know, I apologize that this is not hunting. This is not the way I was brought up. This is not the way you do things. You follow the rules. And Camryn says to me, "Daddy, I just want to go have fun tomorrow on day 3. Day 3 is my lucky day. I want to go out and just have fun. I don't want to worry about size. I don't care about sanctuaries. I don't care about bait. I want to go old school, Daddy." When she told me that, I knew the hunt was back on. I couldn't wait for the morning of day 3. When we headed out, the first thing we walk into is a coyote. And she hands me the rifle.
My dad knew exactly where these deer were going, and we called it the honey hole.
We rolled into the honey hole, a place that we've killed a lot of deer. We sit down, we get out the Buffalo Valley grunt call. She hits that grunt call and she goes, "Don't move, Daddy."
Oh yeah, get on it. That's a buck. Do you see him, Cammy? Are you on him?
I came right on.
Shoot him. You got him.
He's woozy. Yes! We've been working so hard today, trying to find a deer, and we finally got one.
Camryn breaks down and I break down, and I learned something. It isn't about the size. We all get caught up, including myself, in states like Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, that it's all about bigger, bigger, bigger. And when I got this 9-year-old little girl that I'm trying to say, "Hey, you gotta shoot a mature deer, you gotta do this, you gotta do that," it took the fun away. The trespasser took the fun away. And Camryn put the fun back in it. We walked up to that deer, and you would have thought that that little girl just shot a 180-inch deer. We forgot about the sanctuary, all the deer being gone. We forgot about all that. And we went back to the way I was brought up, and we had fun. And Camryn made the whole experience that much better.
I can tell you how much he scores. Maybe 30, 20. Well, today I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, well, what's the point of shooting a big deer? I mean, a little deer is also great. I mean, it's just spending time with your family and friends that makes the hunt the best.
We got a tag on that deer. Dunlap showed up, threw it in the back of his truck, and it was a great hunt. Once again, Kansas proved why it is such a special place. And my little girl topped my wife's 170, Jesse's 170, and topped my 160 by shooting a 1.5-year-old 6-point. Camryn, thank you for teaching me once again what hunting is all about. And thank you for being my little buddy and ruling the woods in Kansas and accepting the tradition of hunting that I am passing on to you. I sure am proud of you.
Growing Up Out There is influenced by Wildlife. Influence your legacy. Excalibur Crossbows. Luminoc. Light 'em up. Mike's Archery. Umarex Air Guns. EMS Bow Fishing. Black Widow Deer Lures. Scent Thief. Outdoor Edge Knives and Tools. Growing Up Out There is proud to support these great partners.
To learn more about Growing Up Out There,
Head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and website.